The problem with science is the problem of the observer problem and of personal bias. Whenever you utilize a scientific method, the first issue, of course, becomes what is your personal bias whenever you're investigating something or looking into a matter. And then, of course, there is this issue of who invented the methods that are currently claimed to have been invented by science. If we go back in history and we look at the Greeks, we would see that the method of surveying and making statistics and things to this effect, this actually comes from the Greeks. Now, the Greeks used something that's a lot older than science, something that's even a lot better, we could say, than science. That would be alchemy. Alchemy was the basis for much of Greek technology, much of the Greek conception of the fact that the planets orbit around the sun. What we know about the alchemic method is not very much, because there is a dictatorship of science in the current society. However, if we start to turn back towards alchemy and use alchemy as a method to create a sustainable society, we will, in turn, create shared abundance for all. Because alchemy uses a holistic approach to solving social concerns. It doesn't just look at hard statistics. It takes it a step further. It looks at things holistically. How do they impact people in their own social environments? Individuals. It relies on interpretive data, as well as even what scientists coined the observable data. Let's say we applied the alchemic method towards governance. We would use social impact studies of individuals. How does production of certain things affect individuals? These things would be done so they could be presented before people. Alchemy allows us to use all sorts of superior interpretive methods that we would otherwise be restrained with under the scientific method. When you couple this with a direct consensus democracy and guildic administration of the economy itself, we would have a system of checks and balances. You wouldn't end up with a dictatorship of the observer or the scientist. Now, this is not to say that a scientist is going to directly be telling people what to do, but it is saying that biases and observations will ultimately start to create some kind of tyranny, in a sense, because they will not allow for anything that is beyond observable, or worlds that are beyond observation, anything beyond observation for that matter. Science very much is a detriment to our society, whereas alchemy is a holistic integration of our society. Personal bias will always corrupt science. It will contaminate science itself, especially under the monetary system. Alchemy, on the other hand, it is a step forward for us beyond the disintegrating system we currently have, beyond our current insanity. Alchemy is the wave of the future. It has a proven record in terms of healthcare. It has 2,000 years of proven records. Now, when you want to cure a disease, most people know that Western science can only go so far. But everybody is aware of the alternatives that can help them, so they look to holistic medicine. If we start to use this holistic approach, a holistic science, a spirit science, which is exactly what alchemy is, we can get to the being of things. We can holistically treat all problems, just like an acupuncturist would treat a disease of any sort, or any kind of disorder, anything. If we use this approach to solve all of our social problems, we will achieve a new sustainable paradigm.